Welcome to a night of Dungeons and Dragons. But mostly dungeons, because we're weird. What's up, guys? We are here at the Brojo for some more Broquest Questapades. The last time that we played, the party finished a very large chimera off in a very inappropriate way.
Did we punch it in the dig?
Yeah. Yes.
I think we shot an arrow through its dig.
And then you punched it in the dig.
Yeah.
And they were transported back to the present day, where they failed to save all the soldiers and ended up changing the slight course of history.
Broquest 252!
And they are now traveling, which instigates long resting, so everyone is now healed. Traveling with a old man merchant down a road named Yonder Shoe. Or they are headed towards a village called Yonder Shoe.
So, like,
the old man they are traveling with is Greg, the merchant.
Greg. That's right.
Greg.
So, can we make darker backstories now and have all our parents dead?
I mean, yeah, but we'll figure that out another day.
My backstory is pretty solid.
My parents are dead.
I don't
still don't have
mine.
Everybody should have leveled up. So
Alright.
everybody should be about halfway between level 2 and 3.
Okay.
Based on
does that mean we add shit, right? Don't we?
divvying up the experience points.
Right.
I
This
left
says level
before
1.
we did that, so
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just
Do you
go
have
past 2.
a 1d10 that doesn't
Whatever
have
is
a 0
halfway
on
past
it?
I'm just gonna have 2 and add what I
okay.
wrote down, I guess.
No,
Hand me a mechanical
See how that
pencil.
works.
yeah, here, both of these.
I too need a
So,
pencil.
anybody who's rolling a 1d10 for their level up, 0 is 10, because
Okay.
it's got 1
I have a
and 0.
1d6.
1d8.
Yeah, it's for the levels, dude.
Oh, I'll need it then, I guess.
So I got a 4. I put that on my HP, don't I?
Yep, your maximum HP.
I'm now
I'll just
16.
Wait until you're all done so I can get some information up in here.
Same.
What are you looking for?
I don't even know what you guys are doing.
They're leveling up.
Yeah, you leveled up.
Zach, Gil, you guys do not level up
Okay.
that means I don't level up.
because you did not take part in the combat scenario.
Okay.
And then do
I
we add
beg to
any?
differ.
Do we add any special thing for our strengths or anything like that? Or
No.
keep them like that?
No, it's
Nope.
I don't think you do since you're level 2.
yeah, it's
Hit level
only
3,
to level 2. Once we hit level 3,
all
then
your
you
fun
guys
shit
will be
happens.
yeah.
Cool.
You guys
That's
will
when
become,
shit starts getting
start
good.
becoming
My
unstoppable.
HP is now 20. This is exciting.
You're at more HP than I am?
Yeah.
Damn it.
I rolled.
He kind of fucking
I'm at
needed it.
19. Yeah, he gets fucking
Yeah,
hit
because
like
my
a
HP
bitch.
was at 16, and then I got fucking obliterated by the Chimera.
Gamera.
So now I'm at 20.
I mean, you're only beating me by 1. I think my armor class still outbeats you, though.
What's your armor class?
18.
Oh, same as mine.
Yeah, it takes a fucking truck to
Punk
hit
ass
me.
bitches.
What's your armor class sitting
19.
at?
Yeah.
Fucking cunt.
He has to get a crit.
Yeah, people
So
have to
dude,
just crit
But
to
I
hit
rolled
you.
a 3 for that, so I'm only at 17 for health.
Is it
All right.
possible
Really
to
unfortunate.
ever get a 20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 20-sided dice.
Yeah.
Which means that there's a 20 on it.
Well, I mean, would it ever be possible to get hit?
What do you mean?
Like,
doesn't
get your
have-
armor class up to 20?
Yeah.
Probably.
Here
Yeah.
you go, Gil.
But
Here's your-
you add the skill proficiencies for rolls on enemies too, so.
Yeah,
Here you go,
so they
Bill.
can
Here's your
hit like
20.
pretty high.
And also, if they roll a 20, they just hit you anyway,
Fuck.
no matter what your armor
Yeah.
class is.
Alright, so, everybody finished divvying up their health and shit?
I mean,
America.
yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Alright, so to give a little bit of backstory, Asheen and Svetlana Tits McGee are back with the group, being taken over by Gil, who is playing as,
Asheen.
and Zach, who is playing as.
Tits McGee. I don't know.
Asheen Estevez.
Get the fuck out.
It's alright with that, which means
like
that
that.
That's Svetlana.
Bojack Horsemus, the most important main character, has rejoined the party.
Yay! So they didn't die, because I remember we were talking about them
Yeah,
dying.
we were debating on whether they might die, but we decided that they shall not die.
They were just mostly dead.
Some
Ryan,
backstories are much darker.
Ryan is not here today,
He's fucking his rat.
so Prince Diane, the most overrated ranger, is off in a tent somewhere off the road. spending some quality anniversary
You
time
say
with
10,
this rat.
but I feel like he wouldn't need a 10.
It's
feel
just
like he
out in
didn't
the
have time
open.
for
You're
the
just gonna
10.
hear
It's out
some
in the open.
horrid screeches.
I was being nice and gave him a 10.
You guys hear those screeching?
For us or for him?
God
Mostly
censored
for him.
that one himself.
Mostly for him. Anyways, okay, so the party has long rested, fully healed, and is traveling the road to Yonder Shoe with the old man merchant Greg. Yonder Shoe is a small town, village sort of a little over 1,000 people, and it's very well known for mining the iron that comes from the nearest mountain fixture, the Forthick Mountains. They're known for these iron mines. That's pretty much the only industry that's here comes from mining. The population is comprised of about 100 regular citizens, 150 guards or policemen, 20 or so nobles, and around 700 slaves.
Jesus.
They let slaves in this game.
Fuck you.
The slaves in Yonder Shoe are the ones who are working the mines. The owners of the mines are the noblemen of the city.
Alright. So are we in town now?
You are at the entrance to town.
What does the town look like?
It looks like a village.
Okay.
It's a minor town. It's kind of scrungy and kind of looks like there's huts everywhere.
Mad Max.
Greg is really tired. He's fucking old as shit. And he's ready to sell some shit, but he just can't. He kind of walks up to the party. He's like, "Rah! It was nice traveling with you fucking weird dudes, but I'm gonna go find an inn. We've been walking for like 4 days straight, and I'm pretty tired."
When
So-
did you two get back here?
Hello? So I'm gonna recommend we follow old Greg.
Oh,
If it-
Greg.
if-
I
Anybody else
recommend we
caught the
steal
reference?
some stuff.
He tells you, Greg tells you, he says, "Well, if you're interested in earning some money, I know that the town has a quest board
Oh,
over
God.
by the inn, so if you'd like, I'm gonna go get a room. You could come with."
Can I
Is he slightly glancing towards Svetlana?
What's
Can I
I
just
know you
Jay,
want
what's your
these.
character's name?
Hrothgar.
Hrothgar.
Okay, Skyrim.
Can
Alright,
I just
so
steal stuff from Greg right now?
Roll for
Roll a d20.
He's a master of the
If he
pimp slap.
says it, yeah.
does anybody know where Ryan's character sheet is?
It's in a folder
had it
over
a
there, I
minute ago.
believe.
It would be nice to have so I
Yeah.
can just get a quick glance of stats and stuff. Alright, so go ahead and roll for... Go ahead and roll for sleight of hand.
You got a 4.
Okay, so... Yeah. You reach over to Greg, and without even, like, looking at you, he takes his cane and slaps your hand out of the way.
Good job, Gil.
He's all like, "You tiefling bitch!"
Excuse
And he kind of
me?
starts limping his way over off to the side, like he's ready to go to that inn. He's pretty fucking tired.
Even Svetlana was just like, you fucking idiot.
Alright, I look at.
For real, how did you two get here? You fell from like 50 feet.
They survived and they joined the party.
They're fine.
Going
I
with
fell
old man
50
Greg. I
feet
think he's my
too.
new best friend.
Yeah,
Alright.
we're following old man Greg to the inn.
So
I'm going to the quest board.
as
it's
you
at the inn.
as you approach the inn, you see
I'm following.
a, what appears to be dwarven cleric walk out of the inn.
That's this bitch.
Hi. I'm kind of stumbling out, and
He's a drunk.
the smell of
Wow,
alcohol.
surprise.
It's middle of
just-
day, mid evening kind of time. So this isn't too unnatural that he'd be drunk.
You see me pull out of my bag what looks like holy wine, pop the cork, start drinking some more.
Yo, dog, you want to share that?
Who are you?
Doesn't
Who are
matter.
you?
Word.
I'm
Give me
gonna
the
steal it
alcohol.
from you.
Roll for a sleight of hand.
Roll for sleight of hand.
Alright.
Should I roll for against this?
No. I'm gonna roll to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah,
if he
roll-
fucking gets it,
Roll
though.
for investigation.
I got 7.
That's gonna be a fail anyways.
Yeah, it's a fail, don't
So-
even.
You kind of just like reach for the bottle, and he's like, "It's in my hand."
Give me the bottle, you son of a bitch.
I reach for my
alcohol from a
warhammer.
drunk.
I'm like, don't do it.
I'll
Thank
retract
God.
my hand.
We have another
Okay.
good character. I remember this now.
All right, so Greg approaches the door to the inn, bids his farewell. See you bitches later. Walks into the inn, gets a room, walks upstairs, goes to sleep,
You never see him again.
and he dies.
In his sleep.
Do we get XP for him?
No,
Aw.
because the walk to yonder shoe killed him.
Can we steal his stuff now?
Sure, roll for sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Wait, roll for stealth first to make sure you get into his room. The innkeeper isn't just going to let you
Same
into
dice.
his room.
Same 20. Yeah.
4. Fuck.
Add your stealth.
Man, he was dead and he detected your ass.
But he doesn't even have a stealth modifier.
No, the innkeeper would detect him.
Which one's stealth?
It'd be.
It's a dex modifier.
It's in your
skills.
proficiency bonus area.
So I add 15 then?
No, so you have your sleight of hand, which is right here, 4.
4.
No, we're looking at stealth.
So it's 7 plus 4.
I'm still 4.
4. Yeah.
So 7 plus 4.
I think it's just
12.
4
Yep.
plus 4.
What's up, 12?
What'd you
That's 11.
what'd you roll?
4.
He's got an
Oh, you
8.
rolled a
He's
4,
got an
so it's
eight.
an
yeah.
8. Yeah, you kind of start walking towards, and the innkeeper turns to you and he's like, "You planning on paying first?"
Fuck. Bye.
He's kind of all right. I mean, you could buy a room. I mean, shit.
Kind of look over at Svetlana and is like, if you keep pulling this shit, I'm gonna have to teach you a lesson.
Oh god.
So does that mean my stealth goes up then? Or
No.
does it stay the same? Fuck!
Leave it there, yeah. So, I recommend that we go outside and check the notice board and or talk to the innkeeper.
Everybody else is still outside.
Alright.
Except
I
for
have to
Zach, he
follow
tried to
Max
go in.
anyways.
Yeah, Kian's wandering around with me, so I walk up to the quest board, notice board, mission
Okay.
board.
And
So-
I walk back out.
You walk up to the quest board and you see 2 pieces of paper. The first one says, chicken farm, looking for farmhands. Pays about 10 copper per week.
Do I have to work with African Americans?
Oh god.
That's not specified.
The second sheet says, wanted, 5 escaped slaves, recaptured for 2 silver apiece.
Max need.
There's a description at the bottom of the paper that tells you where to go to take
Does it
the
say
job.
dead or alive?
It does not.
Oh, so we
Alright.
just bring them
I'm
back.
gonna need a specification on
Does
that.
it say who
It says-
issued the
It
mission?
says where to take the paper if you're wanting
Really
to take
only
the
good
job.
Okay, so I'm gonna take the paper and...
As you take the paper,
Oh, God.
you are approached by a man wearing what appears to be silver armor,
Oh,
with a
boy.
very large sword on his back.
Shit.
He walks up to you and Kian and kind
Yes!
of whispers to you, "There are strange things in this village.
What do
If
you
you
mean by
Wish
strange
to know
things?
more? Meet me in the basement of the inn
At midnight o'clock? or
around nightfall.
what? Alright.
Walk
So-
to the innkeeper and tell him the secret code, which is, come with me if you want to party." And
This
he
can
leaves.
only be great.
And he leaves.
I feel like this is where the sex
So,
dungeon comes
Where
in.
are the rest of us?
Do you think there's
We
gonna
all
be
s-
food?
Yes, Kian, normally the inn has food.
Okay, I'm in.
Alright,
Someone
anybody
said food, I'm
else
going.
feel like we should follow the creepy silver knight that just showed up and wants to follow to the sex dungeon?
It was just us two though.
Alright.
Yeah,
Well, he
let's
walked
just
up and
use
talked to us,
Okay.
but the group is standing around the mission
Remember,
board.
the paper also has the directions on where to go if you wish to accept
What
the
does the
quest.
directions say?
Yeah.
The directions tell you of a way to get through the village to a manor of one of the nobles that runs the town.
We're
Let's
gonna
wait
do
until
that
morning.
tomorrow.
That way we can go.
Yeah, let's go
Good.
party hardy with this dude.
Yeah, no,
I really
knowing
want some
my
food.
character, he's going to want to go to the inn and find whichever whore he can sleep with.
Alright, we're going.
Alright, so,
Party with
sounds
my
like there's
fellow
not enough
whores.
murder there or chaos in general. I'm just gonna go unionize the workers.
Eli's gonna go right up to the nearest manor and be like, "All right, how many slaves you got?"
Show me what you got.
All right, so you're planning to go to the inn basement at nightfall then?
Except for that asshole.
Yeah. Causing riots.
Will there
Are
be
you serious?
alcohol?
You're not coming with us?
No, he's causing riots outside while we're partying
Anarchy for
inside.
life.
Okay, I don't know what you would roll for that.
Make him roll a d20 and
Charisma.
probably charisma and just make it.
Yeah, go ahead and roll
outrageously high.
charisma.
That or
Oh, wait,
intimidation.
nice.
One of the two.
Closest to you.
Actually, he'd probably want
Persuasion.
intimidation.
Persuasion or intimidation.
God.
We're not going to-
What'd you get?
So what am I rolling? That's a 10.
Persuasion or intimidation.
Yeah, what's your charisma?
My charisma would give me a +3,
13.
Okay, so
but intimidation or persuasion would give me 15.
Okay,
So you make
so-
that choice.
you notice something. You're approaching what you think is one of the rich households, and you notice that all of their yards are being attended to by dragonkin slaves. There aren't any humans.
Oh, this
There's
is
no
gonna get
elves.
Weird.
They're
isn't
all
it?
dragonkin. And you try and like incite them in, and they're all like, "Look, man, we don't want to die. They don't fuck around here.
Come back to us.
So we get what you're doing. We don't want to do it." And then as you're doing this, you're approached by like 15 guards,
God.
like heavily armored, heavily armed guards.
Oh God!
And
no.
these guys are like, "What are you doing around here? You look a little poor to be in this section of the town."
Alright, I'm gonna punch whatever one said that.
God damn it.
All right, roll your
Fuck
strength.
the police.
For intimidation.
Roll strength.
How far away is he from us?
Actually, roll to make sure you hit first of all.
That's, yeah.
He's near a town,
There you go.
like near the manor. He rolled a
I'll take it.
16.
Plus your strength.
5.
Oh,
All right,
God.
That's a
Yeah.
21.
So
Shit.
you get a pretty solid hit, but like the other 14 guards tackle on top of you, put you in chains, and they bring you to the local holdup, and they put you in a cell, and you're fucking stuck there.
For the love of fuck.
Alright, back to us at
So
the party
back to
party.
the rest of the party.
Good times.
Little
Alright.
clip.
What time is it right now?
It's pretty late. It's about 11 o'clock. So
Yeah.
it's dark. It's nighttime.
Alright, so
It's like a
I'm
clock.
gonna walk up to the innkeeper and say the secret password that John knows that I didn't
So
memorize.
you walk up to the innkeeper, and he's kind of like, interested in a room, or what's up?
I say, come with me if you want to party.
Very well.
Can I
He-
bring these guys along with me before you just
He
take me somewhere?
automatically assumes that you're all together.
All right,
He
thank
takes
God.
his set of keys, and he walks over to the back, and he lifts up what appears to be just another wall panel. And he lifts it up, revealing a small hatch door, and unlocks it, and he says, "Quick, run through before anyone sees."
Is this a sex dungeon?
Just run through, dipshit.
Roll for perception.
Roll for perception while the rest of us run through.
I literally feel like I'm gonna be
20.
sold into slavery.
All right.
Oh my God.
You look inside before you can see straight inside before you even approach the doorway. You don't see any weird sex toys. You don't see any weird stuff. You do see what appears to be like some dominatrix stuff kind of in the back, but it looks like something that a woman would wear. It doesn't look like anything that would penetrate you.
Okay.
So you feel pretty
Can I steal that stuff?
you feel pretty unviolated.
Alright, I'll run through that door.
Can I?
All right, so you're going through the door.
Can I steal
I'm
that
walking through the door.
dominatrix stuff?
You're walking through the door.
Ian's following me
I'm
because
following
he's
you.
basically chained to my hip.
Can I steal that dominatrix stuff?
Are you in,
Sleight
are
of
you in
hand.
the room yet?
I don't know where I'm at.
Just say you run in.
Just go in the room, damn it.
All right, I go in the room.
Now roll.
I'm with Gil. 18.
All right,
Jesus.
so
Yeah.
you successfully take it, and what you have now is a mask of mystery.
I'm rolling
It
for
is-
perception to notice him steal that shit.
It is a latex mask that covers your face and will improve your stealth rolls by 1 point.
All right.
But you
Oh,
can
no.
only use it once a day, once per long rest.
I'd recommend
what
you
is
don't
my-
use a pen.
So what is my
Don't
stealth
use a
swap
pen.
as?
Just write it down in your equipment.
Yeah.
And
Plus
then
1 to stealth.
try and remember +1 to stealth once per day.
So I did not roll to perceive him.
I guess I should perceive since I'm a
a good
good
person as
character.
well.
That's a 19.
Wait, what did you do?
Drunky McDipshit over here noticed him stealing things. He goes, I'm worried about the damn dragon.
Hey, man! What are you looking at me for? What you doing?
Okay, so is everyone through the door then?
Yeah, we're all through the
Yeah,
door.
we're all through.
Jay
Okay.
just realized him stealing the shit.
You didn't see shit.
So you walk down into this basement area and the door closes behind you. It's well lit up and you can see everything around you. What you see is what appears to be like a war table in the middle of a room surrounded by bookshelves. At the table is a very large man, and he has a very large axe on his back.
Oh shit.
His name is Boris. He is both mute and inhumanly strong.
Does he drink vodka?
Maybe.
Let's get him
So
fucked up.
we're basically talking to a retard.
You also see a woman and the man that was talking to you before. And you can now see him much clearer than you could before. You see that he has very long, dark hair. He has a scar that kind of runs across his forehead. And the woman is pretty short. The man's name is Adam, and the woman's name is Whitney.
Are they related?
And in the corner of the room, you see 5 dragonkin.
Oh boy.
They are Drood, Ramu, Shell, and Shell's 2 children, Saul and Foma. Drood and Ramu are both excessively skinny, to the point where they look as if
What
they have
color are
been
they?
very
Oh my-
starved.
No.
All of them are black.
Okay.
Oh, no.
That's not good.
What? What just happened?
Except for Saul, he's red.
Okay.
What just happened?
Racism.
God.
Hey, got anything to drink?
They say that they don't, but we can get something to drink later.
Can I walk up to the dragon kid?
Yes. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna walk up to the one of the children,
Okay.
and I'm gonna ask, who did this?
I thought you were gonna ask if they accepted Bahamut as their
Shell asks you what you mean. Did what? And then she asks, who are you and why are you here?
Oh, I'm Steve from next door, but I mean that's what these guys named me. But I think my name is Ra or something. You guys don't. You look like me, but you don't look like me.
Shell pulls out a knife and tells you to step back. She does not trust you.
Yeah. Sorry.
She's very, very fearful. She has her one child, Foma, who is a girl, behind her.
No, I don't.
And as she pulls the knife, Saul stands up off the ground and starts to walk towards you too.
I'm going to walk. Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Jeez,
I'm
Kian.
walking
I'm gonna
up
walk
towards
over.
Kian
Way to
to
make
stand
this-
next to
way
him.
to make
I'm just
this
trying on the mask.
situation worse.
Well,
I'm
I
gonna
just
walk over
need
to that.
know.
Saul
offer.
kind of like walks up to you and kind of like pushes his mom back a little bit. And then he kind of tells you, you need to back up.
Oh, okay, but what happened here?
This Adam approaches you from behind. And he starts to talk to you. He immediately turns to the dragonkin that are in this corner, and he says, "Relax, we invited them here."
Alright.
Adam turns to you and says that he noticed when you took the paper from the board that you all seemed like capable, adventuring types.
No, God. He's so wrong.
Here I am with my dominatrix clothing.
Dominatrix clothing, dipshit dragon, and this dude's already
Can
in
I-
jail.
And the drunk.
He's talking to me though.
He's talking to all of you.
Okay.
All of us.
May I
disagree, I'm
offer
in jail.
a blessing towards their children, since their children look very malnourished, and
It's
it
not
might
their
guide.
religion. Don't throw your religion down their throat, you dick.
Shell puts her
Racist.
knife away, but kind of ignores what you're saying.
Now, when
She's
you
not angry at what you're doing, but it's not not really like affecting her. It's
doesn't-
definitely not making her feel better.
By the
She
blessings
doesn't
of
give a shit.
power, you are blessed.
Can you not do? They don't. They worship Bahamut. Leave them alone.
You should probably not.
Being the character I am, I talk to Adam, asking what's going on, while totally being distracted by the chick in the room. Like, I'm trying to hold a conversation as I'm just, like, almost blatantly staring at her.
Adam begins to tell you about the town. He tells you that this is a very old mining village. They have been known for mining for hundreds of years, but over the past 15 or so, many rich, wealthy barons have moved into the town and have kind of started to take over the area. And then he explains to you that about 5 or so years ago, it started to get to a point where there weren't enough villagers to run the mines, and it was beginning to be very expensive for the noblemen to run them. So they started kidnapping dragonkin in the local forests and forcing them to work in the mines.
Can I punch the wall?
What?
Yeah, he's mad during this
does he have to
explanation.
roll for it?
I guess roll for strength.
I'm not gonna punch through the wall. I'm just gonna punch the wall, but alright.
Yeah, but you might just bust the foundation.
Yeah, you might collapse the
fucking
entire
building.
thing on
12
us.
plus my strength is 3, so 15.
Alright, so you punch the wall, and your hand goes right through.
Oh boy.
Like, right in there. And it's actually stuck. Like, you went that far, and you're just like, oh, shit.
You're in the basement still, right?
Adam's like,
Yeah.
dude, the fuck? Yeah, he punched through the ground.
Yeah, he's right into the ground.
Right into the ground.
No.
Like, just all
This?
fucking through it. Yeah, you went through the...
No, but he's
into
like,
the wall.
he's like, dude, what the fuck?
He's
I'm
like, dude, what do you... Why would you punch my wall? We only got one secret base, man. Like,
just
dude,
let
We
everyone
gotta
know
fix that
where
shit.
we are.
We're not funded.
Boris is kind of in the background. He's like...
No, but then I explain, I'm like, there's more of them?
Then he turns to Max, and he's like, are you eyeballing my wife?
Holy
Sorry, no.
Hey,
No, I'm sorry.
Guys,
Hey.
can we just get through this? I need some liquor.
armored guy,
What? Speak, dragon.
who are these people?
These are the 5 escaped slaves on the board.
You have got to be... Why are they slaves? Why aren't they like me?
What do you mean, why aren't they like you? They are
look-
like you.
No, they're not.
They
They're
were
not.
just kidnapped.
They
He
have
wants to know why they're
enslaved.
not the right color and they're skinny.
They're a different breed of dragon.
Why?
He's an idiot, please
And
explain.
they're skinny because they don't get
We're
fed.
never
very
gonna
much.
get to it.
They're forced to work the mines with little food until
They don't have
die.
fun? They don't punch things for fun?
No, they run the mines.
Alright,
for-
Do
well,
they
you guys
punch the
argue about
mines
this,
for
I'm
fun?
gonna put
no,
on the clothing
it's
again.
not fun. It's they punch iron all day, and they
You
don't
like
have
what you
enough
see?
food to
Did a
replenish
skip
their
suit
energy,
there.
so their bodies don't heal like
These
yours
guys
does
aren't
either.
strong. Is that what you're telling
They're
me?
strong.
Not Bahamut.
They're
No, what I
strong.
mean is they're not, but they're not getting fed enough, so they're not strong.
They're strong, but they're
How's
not
Jill
getting
over
fed
there?
enough, so they don't heal right.
Max,
Yes, kid.
you've got to free them. They have to get stronger.
I know. We're
Hey.
gonna work on it.
Max,
How's
We're gonna
Jill
teach
over
you.
there?
We're gonna talk to the people and see what we
It's
can
pretty
figure
quiet.
out.
you. What
And-
do I have to do to make them strong?
At this point, Saul kind of like walks up to you. This is Shell's male child. He says, "We've all been enslaved for a few years now. They don't really feed us, and only the young are capable of surviving for longer periods of time. It's why Ramu and Drood both look extremely bad, because they're older dragonkins. They get less food because they can do less work. They're forced to work until they die, and then they're replaced."
I'm using all the gold I have to buy food.
Oh my god.
You don't have any.
Max, I need gold
No.
food. Nah.
No, you're gonna have to just deal with it.
There's more of you.
Yes. Yes, Steve. I turned to Adam, slightly apologize for staring at his wife, and then ask what we can do to help free the slaves.
Go ahead and roll me for persuasion.
We're gonna
That's
get
not
to
a
the
D20.
quest.
I tell the dragon,
For persuasion?
Yep.
So, what I roll? That's an 8, so I'm at 12. I'm at 14.
He kind of like nudges you, and he's like, I'll let it go. She's pretty hot." Ryan tells you that, not Ryan, Adam tells you that
sounds like a douche.
the
like him.
person who mostly owns the majority of the slaves is known as Winston.
We gotta go find Winston.
Shut up,
Vincent.
Isn't that the quest?
Now I
Winston.
want to kill him just based on the name.
We gotta
He's-
break.
He's the big guy who moved in. and started buying all of this shit, came up with the idea that the local dragonkin could be easily captured as slaves and easily replaced because there's thousands of them living throughout the Frothlick Mountains.
So you want us to kill him and free the slaves?
Adam says that's a terrible idea.
Yeah, I was gonna just ask, what is your plan?
Winston is both heavily protected by armed guards, over
We don't know
150 of them,
At least 14 of them
What
are
that means
indisposed.
is what that
As
means
well
is
as-
that I helped.
as well as rumors that have been speculating that he has even employed a necromancer in his house.
No.
149.
Fuckers.
You punched him, you didn't kill him.
No, he's probably got broken jaw.
He's got a black eye. He got the day off.
Yeah, broken zygomatic
Hey,
bone.
what?
That shit's serious.
His name is Winston.
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 No T.
It's a dumb name.
That is a pretty dumb name.
Your name
but
is
that's what I came up
Steve.
with it.
That's my slave name. My name is Ra.
Not a
Okay,
slave.
okay.
You're just poor.
I really want to
Right.
get to the drinking, so tell us what we have to do.
Oh my god.
There's an escape route in the mining tunnels. And what we want to do now is clear this escape route out of guards so that these 5 dragonkin can use it to temporarily hide until the next night when they can then escape.
Okay.
He then tells you that him, Boris, and his wife Whitney are part of a few other villagers throughout are part of what's seemingly like a rebellion, where they are in the process of trying to not only free at least the majority of the slaves, but also take back the village from these noblemen that kind of just came in and took everything over because they had the money to pay for lots of mercenary guards.
Alright. So, what are the plans for tonight, or have we settled on an idea?
Adam tells you that he will lead you to the cave if you wish to go. Whitney also offers her help, but Boris seems kind of worried about Whitney going. And Saul also offers to travel with the party. And this upsets Shell, his mother, as well as his sister Foma.
So,
Can I walk up to the? I know she's very defensive, but can I try to comfort her? Like not sexually.
The mom.
The mom.
Okay,
Roll.
roll for perception, I guess.
Yay!
Or animal handling, since she's a dragon.
I'm not.
I mean, but
she's
she's
not
also a person.
handling her.
Persuasion.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll for persuasion, which I have 8, and then I have a 5.
13.
Okay, so you kind of like walk up to her and she's just kind of like, not as angrily as before, but she kind of just like puts her hand out, gesturing you to stop, and she expresses that Saul doesn't have to go. We've already done so much. We've already been through so much. Don't take my son.
Okay, so we speak Dragonkin, right?
Yeah, you and
Yes.
I can speak dragon.
Technically, it's draconic.
I speak Draconic to her. I tell her something like, "Don't worry, I'll put my life in front of him before he dies."
She kind of sort of sneers and again says that he doesn't have to go. We've been through a lot already.
I promise I'll keep him safe.
She says the same
I
thing.
know. I'm just gonna be like, listen.
You're very
listen.
persistent.
I know.
Steve.
He's kind of dumb.
I'm kind of dumb, but also kind of
Kind
feel.
of dumb, huh?
Well, yeah, I'm really stupid, but I kind of feel sympathy for these people.
Yeah.
Like
So-
the sympathy that I feel is that they're not strong, so I need to make them stronger.
Adam kind of walks up and puts his hand on your shoulder and kind of says, it's best to just leave them be.
Can I roll to get some liquor in me?
Not yet.
No, not until
Can
the
I
quest
talk
is
to Adam real
complete.
quick?
Yeah, what do you want to say?
These people, how many do you think there are?
Easily over 700 in the mines.
Holy shit.
And throughout the town, keeping the upkeep on the noblemen's houses.
How many do you think we can save?
He's not really sure. His goal is to save all of them.
I'm with him.
I'm alright with that. I stand by him.
So right now,
I've obviously
the
already
plan is
started
to
this
take out
cause.
however many guards there are at this entrance. How many are there?
He's not entirely sure how many are inside the caves, but he knows that 3 sit at the entrance to the emergency exit tunnels at night.
Okay. So he wants us to leave now since it's nighttime.
He says that there's time to prepare.
Okay.
So if you need to go do something else beforehand, or if you decide not to, they plan to do this with or without you.
Let's go get some drinks.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Being the lawful character I am, though, I almost want to side with the noblemen because they're the ones who are making the laws.
I have to. I hit Max on the back of the head. I hit Max on his back and pat him.
I mean, lawful can technically be ethics.
Hey,
Yeah.
As
you.
a moral code.
Yep.
they're me.
I know. We're
They're
gonna
me.
help them.
Well,
Adam
believe in
kind
charity,
Adam
so-
kind of notices that you're kind of complacent with it, and he explains to you that they tend to buy off people that come to investigate the whole slavery thing. But you're not wrong in that the noblemen's make up the laws for the town.
I have a plan.
Oh god.
I totally disregard anything.
No,
that
for
Steve is
real.
gonna
I
say.
have.
Go ahead and say it.
So we have 2 bad people.
Whoa!
So we
She's
go.
not wrong.
We go. They go 5. I'll pretend to be one of the slaves, and they bring me in so they can try to collect this bounty, so we can find out where more people are.
You look nothing like the other dragons.
It'll be fine.
Well, he's technically Dragonkin.
He looks nothing like the
yeah.
dragon.
He's just a different color.
Yeah, we don't.
Exactly.
Slightly different build.
They won't know.
Oh, man. This
Or
doesn't sound
no,
good.
You say you
I'm
caught
with
me.
Max.
No. So I'll go in. They say they caught me.
Adam turns to all of you and says that he needs to prepare for the upcoming battle. He asks you if you think we will need Whitney's help. If you decide to come.
What's Whitney good at?
She is proficient
Sucking
in
dick.
Really good actor.
No, that's
dual
that
short
mama.
swords. She wears leather armor, and she has a dragon tattoo that starts on her back and runs up to her neck.
Does that do anything, or is that just an attractive tattoo?
Just kind of cool.
Is that
tattoo.
supposed to be like
Just a
intimidating
selling,
to
just a
everybody?
selling point
Did
there.
you jerk off before you made this character?
She kind of like walks up to you and she kind of nudges you and she's like, I saw this really fucking weird shit outside of town before I got here. There was some fucking creepy dude having sex with a rat on the side.
Yeah, we know him.
Shit's fucking weird.
Yeah,
We
we
know
left
him.
him there because it was getting
Wait,
a little
There's a
weird.
dude
Bad
that's
people.
fucking a rat?
Bad people.
What?
I don't know Ryan.
Yeah, your character doesn't know Ryan. We all kind of just look at her.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of look at her and go, "Yeah, we know him.
We've heard stories.
He's
know
staying
him.
out there."
He's overrated.
He's with you?
No.
Sadly.
Kind of.
Technically, but we left him to do his thing.
Bad
So you
He's
travel with a rat fucker.
He's on his anniversary with his rat wife.
He's a pretty overrated archer, but
She's
he's
pretty
generally
weirded
tough.
out by all of this and decides that she's gonna walk away now.
As she should be.
Bye.
So,
Adam's still kind of like asking if he should think about bringing her. He seems pretty hesitant about it.
I'm going to recommend not
Agreed.
bringing her as long as we can bring the giant mute Russian.
The mute did not offer to come.
Oh, he's not coming?
He's
He
staying.
is mute. Yeah.
He's staying. He's staying to watch over the Dragonkin slaves,
I
Okay.
suggest
That
we
makes
the
have,
ones that will not be coming.
Okay, so
I
I'm
suggest
just...
we have a smaller party. That way we don't
Yeah.
tip off the guards.
As you continue
so
to
no.
talk, Saul walks up to you and tells you that he is proficient in using a sword, and then offers to come with.
how strong are you?
Is there any proof?
So,
He's still pretty young and he hasn't been a slave for very long.
Fist fight.
No.
No,
Blow
just-
people up.
No, I just want to see his strength.
Just
That's
one blow.
One
Let
punch. I want him
blow
to
it.
punch me.
Yeah,
All
let
right.
him hit you.
So he's got to roll. Saul rolls a 10. I'll say his strength is +2, so he rolls a 12.
He did
15.
So he
not.
misses. So as he
I
reels
would
for
assume if he's just standing there.
as he reels for a punch, you step out of the way. You flinch.
Me?
You
Yeah.
flinched.
Okay.
You sidestep as to prove that he's not trained.
No, he flinches.
Oh, Keen flinches?
He's slightly intimidated.
that bitch.
He's either slightly
Damn.
intimidated or wasn't quite expecting him to actually punch.
One punch!
Shut up. He's got something.
But
No.
will something actually help?
It
It'll-
didn't hit you.
That doesn't matter.
He says to think about it and then let Adam know your decision as you leave.
I want him with.
As bad as Kian's idea sounds, I think we should go with it. Because we have two parties. One provides distraction and provides information, while the other party goes around and then fucks shit up.
But I'm going with Saul though.
Okay, so how many people are allowed at these parties?
Doesn't.
What are we
it's-
The
splitting?
many as we take.
They're planning out, but I'm going with Saul because I promised I'd already go with Saul.
But you know that Shell doesn't want you to take some.
I know this, but I believe in him.
I walk up the shell, and
She kind of gestures at you to just leave her alone at this point.
okay.
You're a gremlin, so like
Not a
she
gremlin.
thinks nothing of you.
And you're drunk too, so.
That was a good point.
I think at this point I'm just...
dragons. I love dragons.
I love you
Wait,
guys.
Doug, wait.
I work with one. See
How
that
much
one?
longer until we get liquor?
After the
Adam-
quest.
Shut up, bad lady. I
Adam
need
walks
to know.
up and expresses to you that he's ready to begin planning. If you guys are ready, you can head to the cave, or you can go back into town and sort out any
We're gonna go sort
unknown
out
scenarios that you may be needing to take care
We're
of.
gonna
I think we need to
some
sort
shit
some.
out.
Yeah.
I'm
We're-
gonna stay with Saul.
We're
so.
missing a guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sort shit out because I recognize that we're in an inn, and I'm a fucking idiot.
I'm gonna.
Sounds
I'm,
like they don't think I can break the lock.
I guess we should go see what's happening with Eli's character.
I'm
Yeah.
staying. Well, I'm staying with Saul and the other dragon.
You guys don't know he's gone. He
Right,
just wandered
that's the
away.
thing.
You don't
I'm
know he's
staying-
in jail.
Yeah, I just want to know where he's
Can we all notice
Before
that
you
he's
leave, as a party, you have to decide whether to take Saul with you or not, as well as Whitney.
I want Saul.
Adam has to come.
I'm
Adam's
gonna roll
going.
and use insight and see why I really saw if Saw has some ulterior motive besides
Yeah. do
coming with
that.
us.
For
He wants
Saul?
to kill Winston.
Oh fuck. That's a 9.
Nope.
You kind of don't really notice anything bad. But you don't really notice anything good either. Does anybody
Can I try
else
to
want to roll for
Persuade
it?
Saul to change his mind real quick about it.
Persuade
for it.
Saul to stay.
Who's our face? Who has the best?
Are you
Face?
Are you
A charisma.
persuading Saul to stay, or are you rolling for
My persuasion's 5, so.
or are you rolling for
Is your persuasion 5?
Mine
Mine's
is
at a
also-
4 with 15 charisma.
or are
Mine is
you
also-
rolling
no,
for
it's
insight to see
like
if he
the
has
I think I'm
ulterior
at
Persuasion
motives?
is a
six.
+5.
I don't have any insight, so I
Mine is
want to
also
persuade him to
+5.
tell me why he's really going.
Really?
Okay, go ahead and
Okay,
roll
I've
for
got
persuasion.
intimidation and persuasion though.
18.
Oh shit!
19.
Can I ask him-
19. 19.
Okay.
Can I ask him? I'll be like, hey. Now we're gonna speak our like spoopy language, so like no one understands.
I know.
Yeah, besides Maxine, and I talk to him like that. Like, what are you doing this for?
He explains to you that he hasn't been enslaved for very long, but these dragon slaves are his brethren, and he's willing to fight to help free them.
I tell him I understand this.
Are you willing to die
Yeah.
to free them?
I ask-
He's more than willing to die. Shell overhears this and is not happy with it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, of course she's not.
well, no
It's
shit,
his
she's
mom.
not.
Yeah, I know.
What are you gonna do now?
Well,
As a party, you need to decide if Whitney and
Oh.
Whitney knows.
I go
No,
back to them, and he overheard me already.
Yeah.
That's Whitney.
Adam's
What did-
wife.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. I go
She's
back.
a rogue.
I go back.
You would
to
know,
them.
you're
yes,
already in
for Whitney
jail.
used.
Yeah, I go back.
You're not even here.
Yeah, I go back to them and I'm like, he wants to save the people I want to bring him with.
That's all well and good, but we don't need any
Shut
dead
the
weight.
fuck up, bad lady.
Okay, so Kian's a yes, Gil's a no.
I am going to vote yes, and I tried to persuade the mother that I will also stand.
She doesn't even let you approach.
Yeah, 'cause
Alright.
you're white. And
Not
you're
even a
you have a
dragon.
noble
It-
background.
it's less about racism and more that she's
Man,
done
I also
with
have a
Kian's
noble
shit.
background, and I just tried to unionize the word.
Yeah.
When
I'm
they
not
called
even-
me poor, I wasn't a fan of that.
I'm not even gonna, and I'm not even going to apologize to her now because she's trying to do a good thing. In my eyes, my dumbness is like he's trying to do a good thing. I'm not going to stop him from doing
I'm
it.
fine with him coming along as he wants to do a good thing and he believes it's the right thing.
But are we
Right, and
taking
that's-
Whitney?
No.
No.
No, we all voted no on
All
that.
right,
Okay,
Zach.
then I vote no as well.
How do you vote on Saul?
The dragon, other me.
What did you all vote again?
I
I'm
vote
gonna
yes.
vote no.
You vote
He's
no?
another. He's just another.
So we've got 2 yeses and 2 nos.
You're the deal breaker.
Fuck! Come on, you got.
He's another liability,
He's a
but he's
liability,
also
yeah.
another hand.
Oh.
But he could get killed.
But we also have Adam, right?
Broquest
What's
does.
Adam's skill?
I
He's
feel
still-
like
wait,
that
he's-
rational
is he the
personality would
black
fuck
dragon?
up our groove.
No, he's red.
So he has fire.
Yes.
I would suggest bringing him because he has fire breath, and that could be very useful in scenarios.
Are we ever gonna figure out
Yeah.
he's in jail?
No, not
Maybe we're
yet.
not break
You
out.
don't know yet.
You don't
Okay.
know yet. But I'm staying
on
with
it.
the no matter what when you guys.
All right,
go
you
out,
want to roll for anything
I
to
do.
break out
Oh
of
my
jail?
god!
Go ahead and roll for strength to break out of your cuffs
Goddamn
first.
I'm
He's
in cuffs
gonna
in jail?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
They were pretty pissed. You're not even. You're like
He's a 15.
cuffed in a
Holy
cell
shit.
and chained to your toilet.
He's 15. He
Like
just-
not chained to it, like you can walk around it, but like chained
Yeah,
down.
no,
sitting on
I
it.
get what you're putting.
All right, so you
It's
break your
15.
handcuffs loose. You're still chained to a toilet. You're still stuck in a cell, but your handcuffs are
I'm
loose.
How many times is he gonna roll to get out of here?
All right, so
Enough.
you've made your decision on whether or not to bring Saul.
Wait, who voted yes and who voted no?
Kian and Max are yes. Gil and Jay are no's.
I'll vote yes.
Yes.
Saul
High five.
Saul
Shake
tells
my
you
hand
that
in
he
disappointment.
he
I'm sorry.
appreciates
You're drunk,
that
we
you are
don't
willing
care.
to bring him. Adam says, "All right, I will begin making preparations. We can either meet you outside the cave in about an hour, or you can take care of any preparations and meet Saul and I outside the cave when you are ready."
I'm just gonna wait with you and Saul at the cave, anyways. I have nothing else I need to do.
Adam looks kind of annoyed, but he's like, "All right, fine."
Fuck off.
I don't
Nobody
think
likes you, kid.
I don't think I have any preparations. So.
I know Gil and I have other things we could be doing.
There
among
is
others.
some
I'll
sort
stick
of-
with you. I'll stick with Gil and.
There is
Max.
some certain unfinished business in the town that
Hold
kind
up.
of does need
Before
to be taken care
before
of.
I walk there, I look. I'm like, oh, what happened to what's his face?
That guy.
That guy,
Yeah.
That one guy.
big scary guy.
He's
you
not
know,
the one fucking the rat.
with hammer.
We all
No,
kind of look around and realize that
I don't
the
fuck
nameless,
rats, that's correct.
the nameless warrior has been gone for far too long.
we're gonna go find. Oh, I should go find him. Never mind.
Alright.
So we're all gonna band together to get him out.
Yeah,
Well,
probably.
some of you are. Y'all motherfuckers are gonna be dumb, and I'm probably gonna get carted away as a slave.
Well,
Oh,
depends. As we're walking out of the inn, do I notice any whores?
Roll for perception.
Oh God.
Gil, are you gonna get your liquor?
I don't know anymore.
You
There's a
can roll
bar
for it.
inside the inn.
Roll a 3. Yeah, I rolled a 3.
All right.
Can I-
yeah, you don't. It's dark outside. You can't see shit. you
I'm
like
just
walk outside. And you're like, dude, where the fuck are we?
I'm
You're
gonna
high.
try to steal 3 bottles.
And you realize
Be on my
you
way.
went through the
Go
skip.
ahead and roll for stealth first to make sure you make it past the counter.
3.
You suck, all of you.
God damn.
All right. So as you kind of approach the counter, the innkeeper kind of like looks over and sees you, and he's like, "Are you interested in buying a drink or two?"
Yes.
All right,
Oh,
he
God.
tells you that a glass of ale is about 1 copper. A bottle, which is about 6 glasses, is 4 copper.
We only have gold.
He can make change.
Yeah.
How much
They
does
can
he
make
have?
change.
But he
Slaves
owns
here.
a bar and an inn. He's got
There's
change.
slaves here. He has to make
Do
change.
you have anything older in the back?
For the love of
He
fuck.
says, no, we pretty much just have ale.
Alright.
Everybody here drinks ale. Nobody drinks anything else, so we don't stock anything else. I think I might have a bottle of wine down in the basement somewhere.
Wine?
Do you
Could
guys
you
have a
go
stable?
check?
You got wait. Can I ask if he has a stable?
There is no stable.
Oh.
I was gonna beat the
Can
shit
you
out
go
of you.
check?
He says, for a customer, yes. And he walks down to the basement and he brings back up what looks to be kind of a dusty old bottle of wine. He says that it's from about 160 years ago.
Oh shit.
Please, somebody check it before you
Yeah,
and he-
drink it.
Not
Puts it-
refrigerated.
puts it on the
Fucking
counter.
Disgusting.
He puts it on the counter and he says, it shouldn't expire for another 100 years.
We're gonna look at the bottle real quick and make sure.
Go for
But
it.
as old as I am.
it's easily worth about 50 copper.
Oh shit.
2 gold pieces.
Alright, Drunky McDip.
He says deal and takes your gold pieces.
Did we buy the ale?
No!
You haven't
doesn't
bought it
understand.
yet.
Bought
You
a
just,
bottle of
you
wine.
just bought the
While you
wine.
guys
Can
are
I
talking-
steal his bottle of wine?
While you
Go
guys
ahead
are
and roll
talking,
for
I
sleight of hand.
can't find what's his face in the inn, so I start. I
12.
I walk out.
Yeah, that's a
I'm
fail.
walking out with
12
Kian.
with a 4? What's a 12 with a 4?
The 16.
Okay, so I take it from him then?
No.
Aw.
No.
Fuck.
So yeah.
So
no,
I'm just like, I'm gonna take it.
I reach for my hammer again. I'm like, do you want to try this again?
Maybe later.
Do you feel like sharing?
Are you gonna roll for strength again, Eli?
This quest is never gonna happen.
That's a 13.
Hand you the bottle.
So you kind of struggle with
Take
the
a
chains
swig.
that
I'm
are
gonna steal Gil's
chaining you down to
alcohol.
the toilet. You fart a little bit. You might have dropped a deuce.
Oh,
There's
shit.
there's no
Chained to a toilet. huh?
Not really. I mean, that's why you're chained to the toilet, is so that you can do that.
Hmm.
And you loosen the chains up a bit, but you don't quite break them.
Alright. So Kian and I are wandering around outside, kind of yelling names because we don't know Eli's character's name. Rob!
Stranger!
Hello!
As you're yelling,
Darkeisha!
one of what appears to be a man wearing similar clothes to the local town guard, but a little bit more ornamented, walks up to you, and he nudges you, Maxine, and he
Oh,
says,
God.
hey, you be interested in selling that there dragon that you
Nah.
got with you? I'm sure we could fetch a fair price on him. I might even be willing to throw in a little fighter barbarian kind of guy
Ooh.
that we recently captured in town.
Maxine.
I go and confer with Steve from next door real quick.
Ask him if I'll be in the mines.
Will he be sent to the mines immediately, or are you gonna...
No, he'll probably be fed to something pretty big.
How much gold are you offering?
He's mostly just offering a straight up trade.
No.
His recently captured fighter barbarian for your dragon. He might throw in about 20-25 copper.
Can I intimidate him?
Yeah, I was just gonna roll for
Go ahead.
intimidation to know where the barbarian is.
Wine you could buy with that money.
Well, he's already told you where he
That you
is.
sold.
He
Alright.
said that they captured him
We're gonna sell the wine.
Yeah.
for
I mean,
instigating.
right. So he's at the prison.
Yeah.
So I'm
Local
gonna
held up jail.
persuade him to take us there.
Wait,
You
what?
gonna use persuasion?
Yeah, I have 5.
Okay,
remember?
go ahead and
He's gonna try and buy you.
I know. But I'm gonna use that to my advantage because I'm
boy.
a hot piece of ass.
roll it
right
with disadvantage because he does not take dragons seriously.
now. Racist.
Hmm? They own the slaves.
Yeah, it was a 6. So.
Roll
Alright.
again.
If I
might
get a
be-
20 on
it
this, I'm
might
gonna
be lower.
So pissed off.
Would it even matter?
2. God damn it.
Yes, it does. He's not amused by you talking to him at all. He is
Check your
actually
slave.
quite angry. He kind of pushes you away, and
Oh.
he turns to Max, and he's
No.
like, "You should really keep your dragon slaves in line."
Check your
D20.
bitch.
What's his armor?
Give me no, you're not hitting him. Give me the D20.
No.
We're not starting a fight in this town, you piece of
Not with
shit.
the nobleman.
As Kian starts to flare up, you notice 20 or so other guards are pretty much in the vicinity here.
Give me the D20. We're
They're all
intimidating
kind
the
of
motherfucker.
paying
being said-
attention.
We don't. Are you still trying to break out?
Yeah, he rolled a fucking 5.
Alright, so it's a 10 total.
Alright, so again, you're wiggling. You drop another deuce. This
I don't
toilet.
think my character ever eats.
This toilet
That's
is
just
getting
mystical.
pretty full. So, again, the chains are a little bit looser. Not quite loose enough that you can slip out. And they're not quite to the point of breaking.
Alright, so I'm rolling an intimidation to tell the guy to back the fuck off. And I got a fucking 7.
Alright, he's not scared at all.
Wait.
He actually waves over for some of his guys to come in.
Shit.
Like,
At least
he's-
I went out like a boss.
He's thinking you guys are starting a fight, and like about 6 or 7 of them start walking up. About an even number compared to the party.
Let's see.
man.
1, 2. I got this.
You just counted to 2.
Yeah. You guys got
What are
the
you
rest.
gonna do?
I'll take these guys.
I'm gonna cast a Sacred Flame on him just to make the guy back off.
Alright.
Okay.
He needs
Yeah,
to.
he's gonna get torched.
Oh God.
You guys are really dumb.
I don't, I don't think this is
He's
bidding
drunk
well
as
for us.
shit.
And I just walk away.
Alright, what is
So-
Sacred
You
Flame?
got
part of this
the
group.
flame-like radiance descends on a creature that you can see within range. I see him. That target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw, so he must beat a 14
Okay.
for me.
And to avoid damage completely, or to get minimal damage?
Or take 1d8 radiant damage. You miss it
It's a
completely.
dexterity saving throw?
Yep.
Alright, he rolls a 5 and has +5 for dexterity, but that's only a 10.
Jay!
He's taking 1d8 radiant damage.
And we're starting a fight.
Oh,
This is
for
fun.
the
Just
love
burned
of
a man with
God.
holy light.
We're all gonna die.
I'm contemplating walking away.
And this is where it breaks after you hit the guy.
Yeah, let's see
Go
what
ahead,
damage
go
you
ahead
do.
and hit, and we'll see first.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
See if he gets pissed.
I rolled a. He takes 2 damage.
Alright, so your Sacred Flame kind of like hits him on the arm, and he just waves it off like it ain't shit. Like, this isn't anything.
Like,
Like, 1/1000th of his health is now gone.
I punched a man for more effect.
And go ahead and roll me for strength.
And plus my strength, so. That is a 16.
Alright, so as your spell kind of finishes casting, 6 of these guards immediately tackle you to the ground.
God damn
They
it!
immediately have you in chains.
You drunk?
Immediately.
Don't break my bottle!
I'm taking this bottle.
They all kind of
That's how I imagine this
They all
going
kind
down.
of
is
pick
he's
you
like
up.
drinking as they tackle you.
they all kind of pick you up and they start walking off.
Alright.
And the guy that he casted Sacred Flame kind of like looks at the rest of you and he's like, "You're that fool with you guys?"
No.
We just met him.
I'm gonna take his bottle real quick.
No!
Yeah, he's already gone. Bottle's gone with him.
Oh
Alright.
fuck! Okay, never
He
Yeah.
kind of says, "Alright."
Do you know where he's going, though? I want his
Going
bottle
to
of wine.
jail.
Yeah,
off.
he'll more than likely be locked up in the local cells.
Can I follow and take his wine?
Alright.
No.
So we know where they're going. We're gonna take our short break and call that as an awesome beginning. John, got anything to say?
Alright, let's take a short break.
So does that mean that these two are gonna be in the same?
This is the
same
end of the
place then?
episode, though.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing for end?
Yeah, and then we'll go in just to see what else happens real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're choosing to follow them to the cells now.
Yeah.
Everybody roll for stealth to make sure you aren't seen.
No, fuck.
Oh, I got a 9.
Okay, hold up.
Except for Eli.
That's the wrong goddamn dice.
Okay.
Eli and
Stop
Jay,
rolling that.
Eli and Jay don't have to roll.
Jeez.
I got a 1. God damn it.
Yeah, I rolled a
Alright.
6.
Fucking
So
worse.
far we've all failed.
I got a 9.
Yeah,
Plus
but
your
he critically
stealth, which
failed.
is 13.
13.
8.
And
Okay, Jay, while you are doing this, or while they are rolling for stealth,
is plus 8.
you roll for
16.
sleight of hand.
I have 16.
Shit.
Yeah, so Gil's the only one who didn't get noticed.
God damn it!
That's a 13. Nothing.
Okay, so Jay creates a minor amount of a distraction for the guards that most of you are completely unnoticed except Kian.
Yeah.
He
This is giant
talks a little
train.
too loud.
Kid walks into the wall.
None of the guards are really terribly concerned with you being behind them. So none of them really have turned around at this point.
Oh,
And they all
good.
walk into the local
Good.
cells. You gonna roll one last time?
One last chance
Oh,
before we
God.
end this shit.
12.
Well, that'd be 17 then.
Okay, so you kind of finally like loosen the chains up enough. They've been through a lot.
Been saying that the last 2
And
minutes.
finally the chain snaps.
Oh my god.
So
In front of the-
you finally get off the toilet. You finally have a chance to wipe your butt. You finally have a chance to put your pants back on. Walk around a little bit, but you're still in a cell.
So did the guards pants him, or did he pants himself before
The
he got-
guards pantsed him.
Oh,
Nice.
that's even worse.
Humiliated and sodomized.
Oh man.
Jesus, our
How full
barbarian
is
got
that toilet right
sodomized.
now?
Repeatedly. Very full.
Oh god, it's overflowing now.
He's been on it for a few hours now.
It has overflown and it is on
All
your
right.
ass.
So as we're all walking into the cells, apparently unnoticed, even though the behemoth of a dragon dipshit is stumbling around.
So you're gonna walk into the cells?
Yeah, we're walking into the cell area because we know our.
Are
two
you
friends are being
all
held.
going to walk in there?
Oh God, no.
Who has the best stealth around here?
Gil.
I have +8.
Which
Okay, roll for stealth.
I feel like Gil's doing this just for the alcohol though.
He is.
I am.
But he's gonna notice they're in there. At
14.
least.
What the fuck?
Okay,
22.
plus 8?
Yeah, 22.
So 22. Alright, you roll in there fucking unnoticed as fuck.
Assassin's
Fucking
Creed, baby.
Spec Ops
Like you
comes through the
you
window
like
and does a
you
roll.
like literally like slide in through the door and then climb up the wall and onto the ceiling and
There
are
goes
like
Spider-Man.
climbing over top of dudes and they don't even notice you. You could step on a guy and he wouldn't even notice.
Shit.
In fact, the guards think that there are less people in the room now than they did before.
God.
Shit, where'd he go? All
And-
three of us are still here, right?
Roll for perception real quick, because it's dark. Gil.
We'll go with it. 15.
All right. 15
Oh my
plus.
god, he's getting all the good
Perception +2, so 17.
Okay, so you can smell shit.
Oh, man.
And you peer down from the ceiling into one of the cells, and you can see Eli kind of standing next to a toilet full of poop and some broken chains on the floor. And you also see straight across from him is where they have put Hrothgar. And you see one guard sleeping in a chair holding the bottle of booze that Hrothgar
Man.
Which cell is this guard?
and it's about 3. It looks like there's only been like 2 or 3 drinks taken out of it.
This is not good.
Oh God, is he gonna steal the booze or come back and inform us so
He's
we can
gonna
raid
steal
the
the
place?
booze!
And that's where it ends, guys.
Woo!
On another episode of Broquest Balls Easy.